that in taking the time this evening, we're ever so grateful. And so thank you to each and every one of you. And so I'm going to just invite that you get in a nice comfortable position. And if you want to turn your cameras off, you can. And you can go ahead and close your eyes. And as you come into the space of your own personal awareness in your body, open your mouth and take a nice breath in, all the way down into your belly. And allow the connection with your breath to calm, to focus you. And again, a nice breath into the heart center, into the space of the munai. And once again, a nice breath into the conscious space, the space of the yachai. And again, one nice deep breath, connecting you with your Pachamama, with the Pachamama around you, wherever you are. And continue breathing and taking a few nice deep breaths, really allowing yourself to come into this place of stillness. And from the space that you're in, come into this connection from your space to where we are. And allow your stillness, allow your calmness, allow the tranquility to just settle in to your breath and to your breathing this evening. And allow any distractions that might try to call your attention or call you away from this present moment, this present time this evening. Just allow it to pass. And allow yourself this opportunity to just be here this evening. And everything else that's going on in the world, it can wait. And honor the space of deep connection with each other. Honor the space of deep connection to the Pachamama, to the Apus, to all of the celestial beings, to the star beings, the grandmother moon, and to connect deeply with that place where we're all connected. And as you're ready, when you're ready, without rushing it, you can go ahead and open your eyes. And I'll have my sisters and my brothers open the space for the evening. Mis hermanas, gracias. Mis hermanas, gracias mis hermanos. Mis hermanos y mis hermanas van a abrir el espacio por nuestro encuentro esta noche. Thank you, each and every one of you. Muchísimas gracias.
Are we doing something? What are we doing now?
And so you can slowly open your eyes.
Okay.
I'm going to ask that, Leah, if you can make sure everyone is muted. And then if you want to put us on, if you want to pin us to the video.
Yeah, I'm recording. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for pinned, so we'll do then the Paikwi and to open the space. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dora.
Thanks. I can't wait.
Nyanyay.
Nyanyay. Alin punchay kachun kunan punchay nyanyay toray kuna lipilay kison. Ñuqa nishu kusisqanki ashana ñañay toray kunan rikunarkunchis tsiwa nishu hatun sunquy yasha. Ñuqa sutimi Ana Waman Qhapa Qero llaqtamanta.
And she is greeting everybody, sister and brother. How are you? So her name is Ana Waman Qhapa. She is coming from Qero's nation. She wants to share with you her experience or her work.
Tunanqa ñañaykuna tupaykusunchis, rimaykusunchis.
Today we are going to open the conversation and share my path.
Pachamamanchispas aywarikusunchis, qhalikananchispaq, contento purinanchispaq ñañaykuna, turaykuna, lipiykisun.
We are going to pray and requesting Pachamama Napus to bring in this time the good life for us, the health, for all my brother and sister, for all people from this world.
Chaylaraq ñañay turaykuna ñuqaq napakuni, urpillay sunquy ñañay turay.
This is only my presentation, so I want to say thank you to everybody. Urpillation Koyay. We will continue speaking.
Ñañaykuna turaykuna, kunanqa allin p'unchay kachun. Kunanqa ñuqaq sutiymi Celia samata Apaza.
Good evening, brother and sister. My name is Celia Samata Apaza.
Nishu kusisqankani ñuqa, qankunawan tupayspa. Nishu kusisqa nishu sunquy.
She's very happy and she feels the happiness in her heart, to be and meet, with you by this way.
Ñañaykuna turaykuna, kunanqa Pachamamas tuwaqharikusunchis, mama Qucha, mama Sirina, kallpata fuerzata quwasunchis.
Tonight we are gonna invoke and call the power, the force of the nature, Pachamama, Mama Sirena, all the elementals, to make it participate, to get everyone the power of this, or the power of this light.
Asha sorpillay sunqulay.
Thank you, dear brother, dear sister, Urpillay Sonkolay.
Castellano también están mandarín.
Oh, sí, un trilingüe.
Mandarín.
Sí, sí, estás cansado, sí, cuando te canses. Castellano y... Thank you.
Sige, na. Kung na kumain ng masayap kay sige mo hari mama ko kan siya. Ano na yung connection? Telegram sila.
Ilan hukning ka na rin.
Hindi na ito.
Macam matuahan ko sa kumangka. O que nos bañamos pa kumang. Ya napaway kung tigalban siya. Away di man kalar chilan tak imay chi. Macam Mamansayoq pas man sigis. Yan ito man na kumangka. Kusama iskupita. Mangka. Galban siya mo ay tulong siya mo ay. Lo que nos tapa Pachamama. Campo, pon. Makanya ikon toray ko man. Yung yung tawat na siya imanta. Away tiya charpan.
Yo lo compartí que quiero de la tradición del tejido. Yo a los 10 años.
And so we would like this evening to share a little bit of the weaving tradition and a little information specifically about the Mastanas and the weaving that the ladies do.
Y mi primero away chastay.
Es el primero, ¿no?
So,
Primero away chastay.
Que ella ha aprendido y ha hecho.
so this is the first initial type of cloth that she had learned to weave, and the weaving of it is rather unique.
Sigin tahmi. Choncho palay.
And and then after they learn to weave one of these rather one of the initial class, then they advance to learn something a little more unique. It's chunchuawai. It's called.
Choncho palay. Cheita mana atenicho. Mana kit atenicho. Palay tan kriko hispa. Imas chinkayong. Imas lokse machita man atenicho. Chipastahmi mana atesti.
Cuando ella no podía hacer la asignación, a veces tenía que sacar y poner arriba, poner abajo.
And so in the process of weaving something like this, it's a little more advanced. It's a little more a little more work, and you have to like work both from the bottom and the top. And so in something in this, it's like we working three-dimensionally.
Choncho palay mana ates patahmi. Roa kone, mamay pawiksang man tamay pukupis may terapis ongkwar kang manasikwar kang. Inas pa paypah nyoka ay pa netis pachuta.
Para poder llegar a ser bien o llegar a ser profesional, ella tuvo que ofrendarse, entregarse para que pueda llegar a hacer relación con el tejido y la figura.
And so in doing the weavings and in the whole process of the weavings, they not just to learn, but as they're doing the weavings, because it's you can imagine the weavings can be rather detailed. The whole process, you are also, as a weaver, calling in the Pachamama, asking the Pachamama for help, and asking the Apus continually through the weaving process for help in doing the weaving. So each mastana, each cloth really is a constant invocation as one is working with the cloth.
Si Pachamama Paivaxpaca, ya está. Atene, Chonchopallay, Inte. Ashkat Acapallay Gashitas, Atironina, Chacosis, Acane, Pita, Ceremonia Taroa, Mama Granti.
Después de este la Pachamama el don la tejer, no solo el tejer chuncho es el tango, el chuncho, sino también el palmay que le llaman del sur. Después y otro tipo, ¿no?, de figuras que ella se le venía a la mente para poder hacer.
And as this whole process for a weaver progresses in learning, in weaving itself, for her, the Pachamama basically presented herself and recognized and assisted her abilities, her don, her natural ability to continue to show her and teach her different ways of putting in the figures that she had in her mind, the figures of the sun, the different figures that get woven in. But it was, with the assistance of the Pachamama that had helped her to really learn and to be able to put those figures into the weaving.
Chimanda Kasegi, Oaxacone, Nostamasita, Awahmasi, Pushkahmasi, Señora Santa Warawara, Yokenusta, Antis Pashnia.
Por supuesto, quien ha hecho esto, el despacho para ella ha sido una mujer Paco, pegó mano, y después ellas para poder y volver a tejer nuevos mantos, solo llamaba las yustas, ¿no? La yusta del lado derecho, del izquierdo, a la Pachamama, la pocha, a la mamá pocha, para que le pueda dar esa iluminación.
And it's mostly the women that do the weaving, and with the help of her particularly her grandmother had who is an Altomesayoq, had done an ofrenda and had asked and done the offerings to the Pachamama to be able to help her in her art and in her craft work, to allow the weaving to come easier for her. And so it's in the female tradition that the weavings are really more so handed down, and the style and the quality is passed down through the from grandmothers to granddaughters. And it is basically in the hands of Pachamama that they invoke to also come in and assist in the women in helping weaving.
Chimandaka, Lipent Awai Tiachas Pak, Viasta, Oaxacone, Kiachainin Chispachnata.
Después de esto, ella ya dominó eso, ya sabía, y entra también al mundo del Paco, ¿no? Del ser el Paco.
And once she really learned her craft in weaving, and once she really when she really arrived at being a skilled weaver, then she stepped on the path of being a Pampamesayoq, of being a Paco.
Igual ya pone Pampamesayoq kanas pakpes. Totan richanches, Kukatal payunches. Oaxaconches, Tocuy, Pachamama tanos, Taconatuali cunches.
Después dice otro tipo de conexión ya, directa con los con la Pachamama, el camino del Pampa. O sea, la conexión ya era un poco diferente, porque ya demandaba ya las ceremonias con la coca, que le llamamos el jalpai con diferentes elementos.
And so after that, in starting her path as Pampamesayoq, it's a little bit different for the women in the tradition, because particularly, well, there's many reasons, but particularly for Celia, she started with coca and started learning, other different crafts within the same her same pathway. And in working with the coca, it's working with oftentimes the Pachamama or the feminine spirit with the coca as well, and there are subtly different energies or beings that from the female line they work with.
Ay kuna to akabaja kun pokoy sungkoy wanjeka. Kuka horkoita. Kuk email nang kashanjis alin kashanjis. Ispa mami tay Maria tahme ya chachiwa.
Y después, con la conexión, entra una nueva etapa también del poder ver la coca. En esta etapa, Anita María me instruye un poco acerca de la lectura del.
And then as her teachings progressed and as her skill progressed, she learned a little more, like the next stage of learning about the coca. And then after you get to that stage, then there's another step of always learning more and more. And she, for her particularly, she had her grandmother that was there that could give her different teachings and instruction until eventually she got to the point of really receiving that instruction directly from the Pachamama, from the Apus. And so as her path progressed.
May kang Pachamama, may kang Mama Kuchacho, may kamusta ko na alir energía tako sunginispa.
Estaba guiándole a ella exactamente en el camino de buscar su soporte espiritual, sea la Pachamama o la Mama Cocha o cualquier elemento femenino.
Yeah. And so she was really being guided and directed on her path for particularly, what were those beings that were going to be working with her and giving her more teaching and really, assisting her on her path, whether those feminine spirits from the waters, from the lakes, from the Pachamama, from all of those different beings that were available to guide her.
Seka mama granti taris kahina, kay panjawang ko kag input kaywa po ang serimonya taroa po.
Y cuando Doña María consigue la conexión con esa Pachamama, en ese momento Doña María hace una ofrenda bien grande para que abra su camino espiritual y para que abra su mesa, para que continúe.
And so she had continued, following the practices and doing the practices on her path for learning. And it came the time that Mama Maria made a very large particular ofrenda offering, so that, and asking to the Pachamama, asking to all of those spirits that were in her path to assist and to further guide her.
Mosta kon klaron puahawa animuita. Kanchis pashnya posach pashnya hampoy nispa.
Un proceso de su integración. tuvieron que llamar a mamá derecho y la Pachamama izquierda. 12.
And in that ceremony for her, they had particularly to, call in the Pachamama. We say the Pachamama from the right side and the Pachamama from the left side, and also 7 Yustas. And so together with like a total of 12 spirits, a total of 12 Yusta spirits.
Paiko na kay panchawan. May pipori na ipahpes, may pi kukaya horko parna horko parkunaya ipahpes.
Ellos ahora son, cuando vayan, ellos siempre le están ayudando, le están preparando, especialmente la lectura.
And so for her, wherever she is and wherever she goes and whatever she does and whatever work she does, they are always present. They're always guiding her. And they particularly have given her a really special strong skill in particularly reading the koka and in doing, we would say divinations with the koka, but we say, in our tradition, we say reading the koka. And so it's with their assistance that she's really developed her skill in reading koka.
Oris kayman tiachas kayman pakasigin. Wahakune, mama kilata mama tashkata. Hampo, kalpan chawayan. Chaway tolun chawaya war chaway. Hampo, sewar kenti mashker kenti. Paiko na yan na tawanjis.
Y ahora ella recibe, ¿no?, el poder y la conexión de todas las femeninas, las patronitas, señor Pente, mamá, todos los seres celestiales femeninos.
And now even now, she is always guided by those feminine spirits, those particularly those Nusta spirits, the Grandmother Moon, we say celestial beings, and particularly those guiding female celestial beings. The hummingbird, also hummingbird was particularly mentioned in that, so I know some of you have affiliation.
Ay na, nyanya iko na tora iko na. Carly Chukashankis.
Dices, esto es parte de mí mi experiencia.
So,
Y pregunta, ¿y cómo se sienten ustedes ahora?
so this is a little part of Celia's path, and she's just saying, how is everybody feeling right now? How is everybody?
Chillarak me orpe son koi.
Gracias.
So thank you each, thank you everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wakin kef na patap sresisawan kisnya te wakin kef mana resuna ksas nyanya iko na tora iko na.
Hermanas, hermanos, algunos de ustedes todavía no me conocerán, pero algunos me están conociéndome.
So some of you know Mama Ana, and some of you are just meeting her for the first time, and are getting to know her.
Señor kapis kana ne shokusis kana ne iko kashan ne contento tora iko na kashan ne konan karima iko son chistari kina ne iko na tora iko na.
Muy contento y se encuentra. Después hablaremos.
And so she's very grateful for this meeting and this opportunity to connect with you. And so we're gonna talk a little bit.
No kapis angina ta Pachamama kuna pas. Aywarikus pa, hokentorikus pa, mas yung kawatay man tamami kay papay tatiwala nyo kataka chakrama ki animal ki kasang pakucha ji man katiwala ji pinyo kam yakis wakas kapulir carne.
Ella también a los 10 años para a nivel espiritual. Ella un poquito duro en el campo. A los 10 años ya tenía ella responsabilidades de cuidar sus animales, ¿no? Pues, ir a las alpacas.
And so she's been on her path for quite a few years, and if, particularly with quite a few years. And oftentimes, what is difficult in country life is that you spend more time caring for your animals and taking care of your animals. So sometimes that doesn't give you all of the time you might need to really fully be able to do what you can. So yeah.
No katakan machulay awilay wa no katakan yachachiwaran Carmen Capa.
Su abuelo y su abuelita le enseñaron, le presentaron este camino y parece que vivió.
And it was her grandmother and her grandfathers that basically opened her to the spiritual path and basically placed her on her spiritual path. And just to know that here the families live very close together, the extended families. There's a lot of family members that usually live very close together, and so her grandmother and grandfather also, usually it's very customary here that everybody lives either close or in the same household.
No Capa nasiri porque na puedan machulay Carmen Capa. No pas nasiri me na espaiwar me wallatiana kanchis poco kanchis huella paipah me machulay kana por wagarkaño kapahpis kina animal kunapis pireskahtin ama kina waway kachulchu ki animal kunapis alinta michishu nispa machulayño kapah para.
También su abuelo hizo grande para ella, para que presentarle un futuro mejor para ella, para que no esté sufriendo bastante y para que tenga relación también con los animales.
And it was her grandfather particularly that made a very large offering, a very large ofrenda, or some of you know that as a despacho, but we call it an ofrenda. And her grandfather made this really large, elaborate offering, basically to put her on her spiritual path and asking for the guidance for her on her spiritual path, and particularly in working with animals.
Mainang karana nyoka chinapin machulaipis papaipis mamataipis nyoka toyo waran mana nyoka usuta purexukan ala chekchelan purikuranaps.
Ella, o sea, tenía una vida dura, pero a la vez también muy hermosa. Ella siempre caminaba con descalzos. Y así también ella recibía una conexión.
And it was particularly that ofrenda was also to ask that she have a good life. Her excuse me. Life hasn't always been very easy for her, and living here in we say in the countryside is it's a strong life. It's a very, I don't want to say hard life, but it's challenging. And so she had always walked around barefoot, and in being barefoot, she always had much more of a strong connection and a direct connection, and it has helped her on her path, and also to to stay on her spiritual path connected.
Semanta hasta ashwan hatunya kashani hasta ishkaychunka wata finanya kashani hinaspaka machulay wakmanta yapallawantas kanaykuyta chinato ceremoniata ruwapuwan Pachamamapaq apukunapaq Lipinpaq ruwapuwanchimantaka hasta ashwanchataña intini kuka urkukuylatapis.
Pues los años pasaban, ella crecía a los 20 años. Su abuelo vio que tenía que recibir el poder y hicieron otra ceremonia bien grande para ella. Y después de esta ceremonia grande también ella recibió el don de leer la copa. Entonces ella aprendió rápido el
And so it was along her path. After 20 some years, her grandfather had seen that had seen that to put her on her path, or for her to be on a good path. They did another big ofrenda in offering, so that her skill and also reading the coca, and that her natural gifts were, just much more available. And so quickly, after they did that really big ofrenda, really quickly her learning and her understanding came in much more faster.
Semantaka estañokapis intenteniña kunanka puriniña ñañaykuna turaykuna ki kuka urkuskaywan purishaniña hasta kunanka atiniña kikuna ruwayta Pachamamapaq kintuyta Serenakunapaq lipinpaq kintuyta hasta kunanka intenteniña kunanka alliña kunankapuni.
Después de esa presentación, ella empezó a madurar en esto. Entonces ya empezó a crecer la conexión con ella y empezó ya a leer la coca, y después a servir a la Pachamama, haciendo los despachos. Y así poco a poco empieza a crecer el de ella.
And it was after that large, really powerful offering that she really started to mature into her ability quite quickly in reading the coca, and then maturing into doing the ofrendas for Pachamama, and learning, all of those things that are part of her path.
Gracias, nene, turaykuna chilaraqminapaq willakuyni ñañaykuna urpichay sunquy ñañaykuna.
Thank you each and every one of you. We say thank you, little doves of our heart, brothers and sisters.
So, Dora, can I open it up for questions?
Is it time?
No.
Okay.
I didn't know what y'all were going to do next. Guide me here.
Okay. Yeah. ¿Preguntas ahora o? Yeah, hold for questions a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
We've got more.
China ñañaykuna turaykuna as forte pacha mana allinata conectakuyta atishchu.
La vida espiritual es un poquito dura. A veces las conexiones también son duras, no es fácil.
So the spiritual life sometimes is very difficult and can be difficult. And sometimes those connections are also not very easy, and they can be we say they can be a little hard.
Pisi manta pisi hiachako.
Poco a poco uno aprende. Poco a poco.
So little by little, you learn. And it's little by little that we learn.
Alin toko isong kopo ni kain kiseka. Kalpat chora sa kisponia.
Pahinga ka na lang.
Siempre es importante abrir nuestro corazón. El corazón es llave de éxito para continuar este camino.
And it is essential and it's important that we always open our hearts. And it's the heart and coming from that heart space that is the key in being on the spiritual path and in walking the spiritual path.
Namanaya na kunjis chuping sanjis jips mano. Ima atrasups kawan chispon.
Todos podemos desear, todos deseamos, pero en el camino siempre hay obstáculos en el camino espiritual, pruebas.
And so everybody has a wanting, right? We all have things that we want. We all have those, those callings and the things that we want to do. But in the spiritual path, there's always challenges. There's always tests. There's always different exams.
Alin kalpat chora no pues primero faltan que ima taps mosfok chanches. Ima malping saikon kasha. Limpi sara.
Siempre tenemos emociones, malos pensamientos, a veces malos sueños. Los sueños nos revelan, ¿no?
And so we always have those, we say those hard emotions, those, doubts. We always have, different thoughts that go through our head. And there's always, life always gives us those different challenges, and there are always going to be those things.
Limpi sa truars pak limpi sa kampung si mantaka.
Tenemos que hacer siempre una purificación.
Wahar ko kungkis pachamamata. Nos akunata kanchis pasñata wahar ko kungkis. Kalpa ko nasuike pak fuerza.
La comunidad espiritual siempre te va a ayudar, va a venir a soportar, a ayudarte a continuar en este camino.
And so it's from all of those, those challenges and the hardships. Sometimes we have to basically do what we say limpieza. We have to clean it, and we have to let it go, to cleanse it. And it's always the Pachamama. The Pachamama is always there to help us in our process and to guide us in our path.
Ama kung kain kitisyo. Pachamamata sewar kenti mashkar kenti awak angka. Hampu. Niswaha kungkis punya. Jika ipata kosonkis.
Siempre cuando uno con el corazón puro, vas a invocar, vas a llamar, y ellos van a responder, van a venir. Hay que llamar siempre a la mamá, igual que todos los elementos femeninos, ayuden a soportar.
And so the Pachamama, we say the hummingbird, or those spirit beings and those guides, they're always present to come in and help us and guide us. And we simply need to come from that heart space, and with with that pure heart-centeredness, call to them, invoke them, and invite them in, and they will. That's what they do. They come in and they guide us and they help us.
Ay kunawan Walikoson, tokoison costerreki. Ima piensas paspis, ima trabajos, complicon, yacha conca.
Todos los deseos en nuestro camino espiritual, hacemos con la conexión, entonces llega a cumplirse poco a poco. Llega los deseos.
And all of those intentions, all of that intention and what we say our wants or our desires, all of those things that we place in our spiritual path with intention and with clarity, they do come little by little in their own time, in their own, in their own way. But when we have clarity and really, come from that heart-centered space, they come.
Campone triki ilahtaikis pi apo. Mama Serena, paikunataya walikunkichis.
Debe llamar a la Pachamama de su región, los apus, los elementos, invocar para que le tenga su voluntad.
And so even you, wherever you are in your country and wherever you are around the world, you can always call to those spirits. You can always call to the Pachamama. You can always call to the Apus. You can always call to those spirits that come from nature wherever you are in any place. You can always call to the spirits of the waters. We say that spirit, or there's water spirits also, and they're always present wherever you are to come in and to assist.
Celia rakcha nyanya ikuna tora ikuna. Or pilay son pilay.
Thank you everybody from Celia. Thank you.
Ya para mucho, Ana.
Nyanya ikuna tora ikuna. Sina tanya paiku ki laftai kausaiko.
Nosotros vivimos así, tradiciones.
And so we here in our small towns, in our pueblos, we live in tradition, and this is just a part of how the daily life is, how we live.
Chaklatah me chaklatar wakuiko. Manano kaiko ka ima. Una wanchu. Alpakeiko akelawan wanu chachora kusprowakuiko. Uchato honyo kuiko chikunala waiko kuspankausaiko lachtaiko pepe.
Nosotros vivimos el manto de la Pachamama, casi natural.
And so in their pueblo life or in their community life, they live very closely to the Pachamama. They live with the Pachamama, where we say on the cloth of Pachamama, and very closely with nature, without much contamination, without without many chemical contamination or things that are not from nature.
Sí, menopaiku chila kausaiku chi menopaiku yachiku. Pachamama pach. Apukunapach. Aywakuita. Kimihuniku alin wachanampach. Animaniku alin miranampach. Sipach meki nopaiku entukuiku sumachta. Wajarikuiku. Tukuy sunkuiku mañakuiku. Chime alguien que papaikupis uywaykupis alguien mira.
Y es por eso que nosotros siempre tenemos el Aini, servir también a los sapos, darles su ofrenda a la Pachamama, para que nosotros recibamos su retribución en esta vida
And so in living so, it's always a part of just, how we live is offering to Pachamama and giving offerings to Pachamama and the Apus in this term we call Aini, or in simply, some will say reciprocity, but in Aini it is really more a gift that one gives without expectation of return, because it's just what one does. And so in giving and constantly showing appreciation for Pachamama, and then we say retribution, or in the cycle of continual interaction with Pachamama, and so that we can also continue our good life.
Gracias. Celia nanay ko na limay ko urpichay son ko inicio contento con su español con la notificación.
So it's and so thank you to each and every one of you. We say urpiyay sonkoyay, and for each of you, that this is just a part of what our path is, our daily life is to offer that thanks and that gratitude.
Gracias.
Okay. And so we can open it for questions or comments, or because I think we're getting close to our time. So Leah, if we've got any questions out there.
Yes, if any of you guys want to unmute yourself and ask any questions, yeah, feel free to do that, or make any statements.
Or if you want to just greet them and say,
Yeah.
get a face to face. I know some of you know Anna, Anita.
I'll say hello to Anna. Hey, Anna.
Alila,
Good to see you. Last time I saw Anna was at the base of Asagate in October. She Asagate, yes. Mm.
Última vez era
Yes.
Asagate contigo, sí.
Nosta que segure.
So y'all
Watañancanqa iskaynes nosta purirqanchis. Asunquchapi.
Ya va a ser un año.
Sí.
Va a ser un año y ahí hemos caminado las dos justas.
She says it's almost been a year.
Yeah.
You two Nustas have been walking together.
Yes, for sure. And I met Anna actually on my very first trip. So I met her in 2017.
Y también por más tiempo, porque en su primer viaje, cuando ella vino. Sí. Yeah.
I was with Leah. This is Kathy. I was with Leah in 2017 on that trip too. Hi, Anna.
Yeah.
I was the last one all the time.
Hola.
Hi, Victor. Hi, Beto. Love, love, love.
Alin po niya ikaw to paron imagas kaya ikamate. Contento, nanay, sister.
She says she's been very happy these last few weeks knowing that this was coming up.
Oh, so sweet. She's so wonderful. They all are.
Yeah.
Love to all of them.
Mucho, mucho amor por todos ustedes.
Gracias.
Piche, gracias. Gracias.
We're loving your alpaca in the background. They're loving your alpaca and Ausangate in the background. Cool.
Anybody else? Y'all keep going.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, say hello.
I'd like to say hello. It's Danielle, and I was with Doña Ana and Beto and Victor with Jeff and Ellen in 2018. I got so nice to see you all.
Thank you, Daniela.
Hey, Damila.
Hello.
Kashenki, Maina, Gosis Kashenki. Halichu Kashenki, Nene, Mataro Shenki.
¿Tú ya conoces?
Sí.
Soy yo.
No,
She says, how are you?
¿Estás feliz?
How are
¿Estás
you?
sano? ¿Cómo está la familia? ¿Cómo estás? Mira,
And so she says, how are you? Are you happy? Are you healthy? How is your path, your spiritual path?
Yes, I'm happy to see all of you and be here with you tonight, and healthy. Many gratitudes for my health, and my family is healthy and doing very well. And I am working and studying and going deeper into my spiritual path.
Thank you.
No, Piche.
Or Piche,
Entonces, hi.
Gracias, familia. Saludos, familia, familia.
I just wanted to share my gratitude with everyone. I was with you guys in 2018, and so what I'm hearing is, that this humble and challenging life that they live, and yet staying in touch with Pachamama and making that such a priority. I want them to know that this is something that they have given to us, and that although they may feel like their world is small, their little village, that they have affected so many of us in the world up here in the United States, and that each one of us is carrying that love, that dove in our hearts that we share with you all out into our communities. And it's really important to each and every one of us. And we're like a wave, like a ripple out into the water, out into the world. And I just want them to know that as humble as they may feel their teachings have been, or their villages are, or their life is, like, they have touched the world up here, and it's really important. And I'm just so grateful, and I walk in a stronger way, and I walk with love and humility, and also proud of this beautiful lineage that I feel like I can carry now, and incredible gratitude for their teachings and offerings to us. So I just want to let them know that. Thank you. Orpichai songkoyai.
Thank you for saying that, really, honestly. We don't hear that on this side of things as much, so thank you so much. And I bet to translate that. Hi, Corey.
Corey.
Hey,
Corey, you
doing good? Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone there. I've never met Anna and Celia, but I do think I have a pouch of hers that Victor sold me when I was there last year in Peru. And Victor and Dora, long time no see. I feel like I just saw you.
Compré uno de tus bolsas. Yeah. Creo que lo ves cuando...
So I'm honored to be here on this call with all you people from Peru, and I'm really honored to hear from the Nustas. So thank you very much. And yaiki kuyaiki.
Anyayki kuyayki.
Gracias.
I just wanted to say hello and thank you so much. I haven't gotten to meet everyone yet in person. I met Victor on my first trip to Peru in 2016 and saw him last at Coricocha in 2018 with my husband. And it's just such a gift and a blessing to see all of you in Peru tonight and to meet the Nustas, Ana and Celia. And as always, muchísimas gracias to Victor and Beto, Celia, Ana, Opiai, Tonkoyai, and Yaiki.
I have another question. Would they be able to address this great humbling and shattering of illusions that we're experiencing now, and how we can be more, or at least more in service with what's going on with this kind of like great awakening and really bringing us to our knees and shattering all our illusions? So I'm just curious what their take on it is.
Ooh, that might be a theme for another class.
Yeah, I'm thinking we might have to have them back on that one. How about that? Really? I've already seen that.
Pocas palabras puede decir un poquito de los cambios que están pasando en el mundo, y algunas palabras que puede decir para firmar ellos en su camino y abre su, lo que es ilusión de todo desaparece y firmar ellos.
La gente entiende Puedes repetir.
Que pues si puedes hablar o hablar un poquito de los cambios que está pasando en este mundo, y para que ellos puedan sentir más firme, más seguro, más tranquilo, y porque es un grande tema. Y en el futuro quizás podemos hacer un clase de esto, pero ahora sí hay algunas palabras que puedes.
Baik namanya imaina saya anggi kuna imaina tapi di anggi orang dapat ya kapasitas manjas manuluk baginat pero pa ini siyang pasca 5 ruah datang nama na 5 was kuliah ay kuna pa ita
Nyanya ikona tora ikona ki unko ikona psno yaki chiwanjista chika imata chuskuna khalika kunanjispa cosas kapori kunanjispa Yuqayku chariki walikusunchis Pachamamanchis siempre Pachamamanchispune allin qhali kananchista.
En esos tiempos que vivimos tanto miedo con las enfermedades, ahora no vivimos casi tranquilos. Lo único que podemos pedir es a la Pachamama que nos guíe, que nos proteja.
And so in this time, we live with a lot of fear, and particularly fear around all of the illness, obviously the virus, or all of this fear that causes some of the sickness. And it's important to remember that regardless of all of that's going on and all of those changes, that it's the Pachamama that is always guiding us, that it's the Pachamama that is always assisting us and there for us. And so really coming from that space of connection with the Pachamama.
China aquí coscolachtak na peros lachtas na pepes nisho. Yakis kapuriko. Wakaikos par highwest chico no rona masis kuno anyushan chico na oyares pak yaki kuiko waka kuiko. Chico oyars no kaiko pswali kuiko. Mama kilata, mama tashkata. Cuida waiko, ama onkoips no yoachunkocho. Intergaikum, mama sirinama. Mama sirina cheriki, mi hijo pungips oja pungips ki onkoikonat.
Todo es miedo ahora, no solo en tu país, aquí en Perú. A veces en nuestras comunidades también sentimos miedo. El miedo de los familiares, amigos, que a veces pasan a otra vida y el miedo se siente. Pero lo único es, tenemos que entregar a la Pachamama. La Pachamama se encargará de todo. Si ella trae la cura, traerá la cura. Si ella puede comer y convertir, transformar en esta enfermedad en luz, lo único que nos queda es entregar a la Pachamama. Miedo y todo.
And so there's a lot of fear in the world, and not just there and not just here, but there's a lot of fear everywhere in the world right now. Fear for our families, fear for each other, fear for the unknown. And so it's, it's permeable. But what we have to, and what, what we can do is place it into the hands of the Pachamama and call to her, connect with her, because if the Pachamama, if there's a cure, the Pachamama provides it. When the cure is meant to come, the Pachamama gives it. And it's placing, allowing those fears to be put in her hands, to be put in her care, and to allow the Pachamama to to bring about, letting go of some of that fear and the resolve, so to speak, and really looking for her guidance and knowing that it is in her hands and she's powerful.
Gracias. Orpilla son
And so with that, thank you. Thank you for those parting words. So I am gonna have to have us say goodbye because they need to get back before curfew. So
right. So thank you, each and every one of you guys, for doing this tonight, and we will bring you all together again to do this again.
So they're gonna do a little closing, and then we'll say bye-bye.
Okay. All right.
And as they're doing the invocation, each and every one of you can also be giving an invocation for thanks, a gratitude.
Hali puri kuchungi, kosista, manka ki aling energia kontingenan kupa. Mama musta. Siwar tanti maskante kel panchali tulunche. Mai pirak sa kasangko, mai pirak sa kasangko po Shanko. Ay, esta pipis que shanki mama pucha, mama isla, kankuna yana pankis, wiche waila, ulay waila, malki kuna, espiritu kuna. Kama paikis kay panchenki. Yampu yana pankis kay panchenki. Nusta kuna luka, nusta paña nusta. Nusta paña nusta, kankuna kuna. Kankuna waji yampe. Kay panchenki. Kuiraitis kunanka. Michi kunki. Kunanka. Suerte, suerte. Kunanka, está contento con la copa. Eso, gracias, Orpi, son con ñañe. Gracias, Orpi, son con ñañe.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Dora. Thank you, Victor and Beto and Celia and Anna. I love you all. Safe trip home, and we'll do this again.
Nos vemos pronto, yeah.
Nyay, nyay.
Yeah.
Yay, gusta más. Alienta, Okukunki, Akira Kustantispa, ñañe.
Oh, y'all have a safe trip home. Get home safely tonight. Dora, we'll be in touch, okay?
Sounds good, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.